Hello everybody, it is me, the Classic Man, and today we're going to be doing a quick review of Need for Speed Rivals. So, I originally got this game a few years back on my Xbox One from Walmart for dirt cheap. I played it a little bit on the Xbox One back when I got it, and then the game bricked itself because I would start the game up, it would start looking for a game, and then it'd crash on console. Shortly after that, I then sold the game to a game store, and then recently I got EA Play, or actually Game Pass Ultimate, which comes with EA Play, and then I saw NFS Rivals was on EA Play, so I decided, hey, I could actually play it on PC because the PC version doesn't destroy itself. As you will find out in this review, yeah, it doesn't matter where you play it. It's not really worth playing. All of the footage is captured on PC. And also, I played through the entire cop side. Why? Because in, Hot Pursuit, I actually like playing as the cops more than the racers. For me, it's more fun to play as the cops than the racers. So, I played through the whole cop side. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. So, there are only two positives about this game. First is that when the game isn't freaking out or breaking itself, it looks good. And it performs well. Which, the performing well when everything isn't breaking is kind of a surprise, because a lot of games that are not shooters that try to use Frostbite typically don't perform very well. But, you still have the tons and tons of glitches that come with anything that's not a shooter on Frostbite. And the only other thing is the game looks good. But then again, it's running on Frostbite 3. The same engine that Battlefield 3 runs on. I expect the Frostbite engine to look good. So, it's not surprising. And with that out of the way, we'll move on to the next part, which, despite the game looking good and sometimes performing good, yeah, there's some problems. There's some problems. So, unfortunately, though, as well as this game runs and as good as it looks, it has a lot of problems. There are frequent host migrations, often while you are mid-race, where it will load you and then it will sit on the loading screen for a while the game is running in the background, like you can hear the game audio in the background on the loading screen, and it just runs for like a good 30 seconds before you finally can actually play. Multiple full game freezes happened for me. What would happen would be the game would just lock up. Like, audio would continue playing, everything would continue playing, but nothing would move. And I would have to tab out of the game, open Task Manager, and close the game. multiple random crashes that are just completely unexplainable happened. The game disconnecting me from online. And this would happen while in missions. Just like the host migration, you'd load back in, and then you'd get stuck on the loading screen, and you could hear game audio, and the game was running, but it wouldn't let you out of the loading screen for whatever reason. So it just ruined your mission, just like the host migration did. Parts of the map would not load incorrectly. And there was one particular mission that basically I would start it, it would get to a certain point, and then the map would just, the map, like parts of the map would just disappear. And you would fall off the map. So, considering when this happened was towards the end of the game, it was annoying that I had to tab out, like, the freeze ups. Task manager, close the game, and then restart it. I got so tired of it, I just picked a different mission, and I didn't have the issue. And then finally is the very final mission where on the cop side, if you wreck even once, the awful crash cam from Burnout that they ripped out of Burnout Paradise, shoved it into Need for Speed Rivals, will just ruin it. Like you won't be able to recover from it. Final boss will just, or final pursuit guy will just zoom off into the distance, never to be seen again until you go restart the mission, or you go to a repair shop first and then you go restart the mission. Handling is awful. Sometimes it feels like the cars are literal traffic magnets where the cars will just fly off into traffic, or the traffic will just magnetically just come wreck you. You have times where, and this happened in the post game, where you'll be doing a mission, or you'll be doing your assignments, and there's like one that requires SP, and the game won't give you SP, or it won't give you speed points for anything. So you restart your game, and surprise, surprise, all of the missions that you did that weren't related to the SP are now unchecked. So you have to redo those missions all over again. The biggest issue is the always online. Being always online means if something goes wrong with like a host migration or like the game disconnects, it ruins everything. And then you combine that with all the other issues and the piss poor handling. Cars felt sometimes too grippy. Actually, a lot of the times they felt too grippy. Why are they so damn grippy? Because, and actually now, with the newer games, you have the opposite issue, where they feel too damn slidey. But, yeah. Now we move on to my final verdict. Actually, before I move on to the final verdict, just remember this as I was working on the video more. As I mentioned in the intro, the game on consoles is a ticking time bomb. And if you want to play it on console, you have to start the game. Go into your Xbox or system settings. Disconnect from the internet. Let the game load up. Go back in. It will load you into the game. And then once you're loaded into the game, then you can reconnect. And then it's fine. In fact, down below, I'm going to link some help articles about that. This game is basically near unplayable on console because of that issue. Or, as I put it, it's honestly totally unplayable for me because of that issue. In fact, I don't own the game on console anymore. I actually sold it shortly after I got it because of that issue to a game store. So, that's how I feel about that issue. So, now we're going to move on to the final verdict, actually. So, I remembered after recording the last section of the whole video, one more issue. The tutorial. Oh my god. The opening tutorial for this game is evil. It is unnecessarily long. Has a ton of video bits in it that are unskippable. You can't just skip over them. And they're stupidly long, and I wanted it to just shut up by the end. It was that bad. And yeah. With that out of the way now we're going to move on to my final score, because that's the last thing. So now for my final score. Need for Speed Rivals gets a 2 out of 10 from me. Why? Because unlike Forza that I gave like a 5 to, Forza actually, for the most part, works and you can play around the glitches. The issues are so bad that you can't just work around them. You can't just play around them. No, you have to constantly deal with them. And looking good, and when things aren't broken, running well, doesn't save it. It's bad. Even if you have Game Pass Ultimate and you have EA Play through it, I would just steer clear of NFS Rivals as a whole. Don't play it. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your effort, especially if you're on a console. Just don't play it. And with that, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and bye for now. Peace.